I definitely got a mess going on because I tried to make my own potting soil and I tried to make my own compost. And if you're like me, you haven't got the exact science down behind hot composting yet. Still figuring that out, still watching a lot of videos, but you know, it is what it is. So, what initially started as a test to see how big I could get a sweet potato vine in a cup and then turn into, planting it outside later on, I grew a tomato. And I'm pretty sure it's a cherry tomato because of how spazzy it is. And then I also have this random squash or cucumber plant growing in it. So we're going to try to take that apart, save all three plants, and repot them and talk about the new potting soil that I just got. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to kind of try to soften things up a little bit. At least it smells good. All right. There's squash slash cucumber. I think we're going to go ahead and put him back in a cup and let him get his business going a little bit better. My tomato loose? Oh, yeah. All right. Tomato's loose. Yeah, he's definitely going to need some love, but we'll get him there. And then my little sweet potato buddy. Oh, there he comes. Wow. So I love that. So yeah, that's not very much growth. I think we started all these cups in like December, January, and he's not put on any tubers yet, but definitely large. And I will say, if you plant just a little piece of sweet potato, it'll dry out and grow into slips. So that's kind of cool. Oh man. Ha! I got worms. Sorry. That's my bad. So yeah, I didn't know there was worms in this dirt. So that's even better. All right, so we'll start with the tomato. It always seems to be the worst one to deal with, so let you have him for a minute. And we're just going to take this dirt and the worms and let them just hang out in the bottom. All right, let's get some measurements. Okay. And then so I decided to go ahead, because it's really muddy and it is really just a disaster out here right now. Zone 6B, we got freezing, we got rain. One day I had snow all over the yard. The next day it's just a solid floodplain across there. I got a lot of yard work to do once it dries out. But yeah, so I got online, got on YouTube, started checking through some stuff, and so MLB Gardner, I do believe, I'll put a link in the description with his video link, the video link to the video specifically that I'm talking about, where he tested a whole bunch of different soils to see which one would be best. And so I think it was Miracle Grow Pro Mix produced the largest, but then it was actually Happy Frog that produced the best for everything else, as in cost, production, overall. It was a 3 out of like the 4 or 5 analytic tests he did on it. So we're going to give this the old college try. I did not bring any scissors over here. Crud. So I'll just magically open this with my bare hands. I thought that would look cooler, but it didn't. I'm sorry. Alright, so this is actually the first time I've used Happy Frog. And I can tell you, well, that was probably from me being a goober. That's okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. We might run this through the sift. It's not real barky or branchy or anything, but we might run it through a sift whenever I go to do more seedling stuff, just to see what it looks like. Alright. So I did this the other day and I did it by hand. And like, it kind of looked cool and high speed, but it took forever. So we're just going to skip all that. And we're just going to go for the dump. And we're going to hope that I can nail it. Oh, man, that just smells like good dirt, though. Like, oh, yeah. That's like fresh woodland dirt. All right, let's see how good I really am. Oh, yeah, we're in business. I'm just going to put a hole as deep as I can without the dirt caving in around it for the rest of the root to land down inside of. And I didn't want to pack it down as much as I did, but we're going to go on as far up the plant as we can. So this first limb where it's kind of like laying here on the side of the bag, I'm going to bring it all the way up, but I'm not going to bring the soil all the way to the top. I'm going to let the plant grow a little bit more because it will grow roots all the way up this stem. Anywhere the tomato is making contact with the dirt, it's going to grow more roots because of these little hairs. And so it'll just keep growing more roots. It'll help it grow deeper. It'll help it grow stronger, and it won't need as much support when it gets really crazy. And this being a cherry tomato, it's going to freak out when it finally gets going. Which all my cherry tomatoes are like the non-determinants. So, indeterminates. So, they just kind of grow and do whatever they want, and which is cool. But I've noticed with them, sometimes they get a little bigger than their britches, so they can't really handle as much as the determinate. I grow an Astro Boy determinate, which I'll have. That's actually in my other pot over yonder that I just up potted. But I don't know, the determinates just seem like, since they got a smaller, their growth is already determined, so they only get so big. So it's like they put on a really good stem, but then they don't go like stupid crazy like a indeterminate will. So I mean, if you haven't tried a determinate, I would suggest trying a determinate just once to see how you like it versus the other one, because like these cherry tomatoes, they like, and I'm not positive this is a cherry tomato. You want to try not to get dirt all over it, but I'm just going to mist it off when I'm done, when I'm watering. But you want to try not to get dirt everywhere. But the determinates have their place, and then the indeterminates have their place. But hopefully this Happy Frog really gives them something to get a hold of, because like his pepper plants were immaculate. It might have even been Pepper Geek. I ain't sure. But I'll definitely put it in the description below so you can see what I'm talking about. Alright, that should be enough to get started. There we go. One cherry tomato ready to rock. It's going to sink. The dirt's going to sink a little bit, but I'm not too concerned with that. And he'll be ready to freaking get it. So, cherry tomato, possibly one, done. Man, that takes a lot of dirt. It takes a lot of dirt. All right, let's see. That guy's going to go back in a cup, so we'll save some of my dirt. Now, they say not to plant these super deep. I don't know if it's a squash or a cucumber, but essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep the beginning of the root ball as high as I can. And I might go a little bit lower because he's kind of leggy. But we'll top him up with the Happy Frog. Well, Miss Haley's going to be angry. There's going to be dirt everywhere. I know, I could clean it up. And I will. But she's going to find the 3 pieces that I miss. It will be more than that. All right. Man, he is. I done did said it. He's leggy. All right. Number 2. Ready to rock? We're probably going to need more dirt. Luckily, on Amazon right now, they have the Happy Frog for, 12 dry quarts, 13.2 liters of the Happy Frog, Foxfarm Happy Frog. In the bags like this, they have 4 of them. I think I got them for like $20-30, which is a lot cheaper because I just got to figuring it out. And with the Expert, which I was getting from Walmart, which I don't like because it's mostly sticks and bark and just it's garbage, was like almost $2 to $3 more per cubic foot than I got this off of Amazon for. So yeah, save money. Plus, MLB or Pepper Geek was like, this is the best. So I mean, and then I see, like Epic Gardening, Epic Homesteading, what is the other guy? The Millennial Gardener. I see them all using Happy Hollow Farms. Happy Frog, Happy Hollows. Yeah, let's do Happy Hollows. Nah. Foxfarm Happy Frogs all the time for their plants. So if it's good enough for them, I'm telling you right now, it's good enough for me. All right. Give her the old college dump. This one we're not going to be super precise about because I know it's not going to be enough dirt. But I'll make Miss Haley happy because that's one less bag of dirt back by her back door. Oh, yeah. I wish they'd make that into a candle. Make the smell of fresh freaking woods dirt and a candle. I would buy all of those. So the plan is to try to get him like that. This one we're pretty well going to fill all the way to the top. All right, I had scissors. I'm not as good at making this look cool as I thought I would be. All right, we're going to fill her back up the rest of the way. Come on, don't overdump. I don't want to have to sweep the floors. Come on. Come on. And I am definitely going to run this through the sieve just to see how this would be as a seed starter. Like, I don't know. I think that'll be a really good seed starter. Just putting that out there. The sauce. All right. Come on up, little buddy. All right. A little bit more. All right. Hopefully my little buddy will look fantastic in the next day or two. We'll get these guys watered in. Bam! I'm going to run the rest of this through the sieve. But first, we got to deal with these guys. I kind of wish that was actually videoing when I was trying to move you because, like, we almost had a tragedy. But anyway, doesn't matter. I almost dropped you in a bucket of water. So how I water these is legit. I just get, oh man, that's probably way too full. Time out. All right, my fish appreciate the fact that I caught that was way too much water. Anyway, and I just set them in here like so. They load up with water all the way to the top conveniently. Gives my plants a little boost in nutrition from the fish tank. Plus no chlorine, none of that business. So works out real good for me. And I will legit let that chill and wick up water. I'll probably fill it up a little bit more though. Yeah, you want it floating. And if you don't have a fish tank, that's cool. Just use tap water. or rainwater or whatever water. Like they say tap water like affects plants, but like if we're all being honest with each other, I have not had an issue yet with tap water in the side garden. And then I mostly use the fish water like once a week as a like fertilizer. And if you're super impatient like myself and you have other stuff to do tonight, you can always just water from the top. Ain't nobody gonna judge you here. We all got stuff to do. Try not to get a whole bunch all over the leaves because that's kind of hard on them. They don't like it. It helps with transmitting like disease and stuff. It will cause disease. All right, that's about all I want to put in there. And once you thoroughly soaked it, you're probably like, whoa, what do I do now? Well, that is simple. You grab this handy dandy rack that your wife bought you. Oh my goodness, that is some heavy dirt. And you set it on top of there, and you let her drain out.